Man, y'all know the face, y'all know the name, man. It's that young immaculate guy, Cletus Real Talk. I want to take this moment before we continue, um, to say a few words. I ain't gonna take up too much time because this episode is pretty long and very dense, a lot of content. I want to dedicate this episode to my brother, Daunte, Laurel, Hewitt, Heath. That's my fucking brother. Lost him. We love you. You gonna live forever, one way or another. So you know that everyone's taken care of. That's not even a question. So rest in peace, my brother. Till we meet again.
Mic check. Mic check. You tuned into the world's most immaculate podcast in the entire world. I don't just say this because I say it. I don't say it because I kind of say it. I don't say it because, it sounds cool on the pod, even though it does. I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty cool. I might have to trademark that hashtag and put it on a shirt. Hashtag, I might have to trademark that. But, I just say it because I think it's real true. I think this shit is the coolest, but I think the vibes be always immaculate. I think everybody who comes on this podcast be loving this shit. What else is left for me to really prove at this point? I'm from that place where we show shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't really talk too much, Talk ain't cheap. You gotta pay for that. But I got my bro with me. He's a really dope guy, man. I love this guy, man. A lot of niggas, man, uncomfortable saying they love people, man. I love that guy, man. I pray to God for that man, bro. That nigga, I could call him at like 3 a.m, and that man go open the phone line on me. He'll even FaceTime a nigga like, bro, we not even gonna like be on each other like that. The pause, like, but we go FaceTime. But we gonna put the phone down on the other side of the bedroom. Like, just, bro, man, I know, bro, shit foul, my nigga. Cause you feel the FaceTime. The FaceTime feel a little different, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, bro, I know you here with me, bro. I know you here with me. I know you, you tired. I'm tired too, bro. These queens got us fed up, bro. But we gotta get to the bag, It's just a different kind of energy, bro. And it's like, damn, bro, like, this is my bro, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man, because I don't want to introduce him because I feel like I've done enough talking. Like I said, talk ain't cheap. Y'all gotta pay for that shit.
So how you sneak up on me with a podcast? Because I'm over here in the zone.
I gotta get you, bro. Bro, because you work very hard. And honestly, with you, bro, if I don't catch you in your element, bro, niggas don't ever get to catch up with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy, bro. We both be working very hard.
That's the truth.
You live in Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm from Staten Island.
Yeah, we both from Staten. That's where I'm living right now. So.
Man, you make it so you want to come back to Staten Island so bad.
I need to come back to Staten Island.
Why?
Cause I miss it, man. Jersey is just not. It's not home to me. It's been where I've rested, but Staten's home, man. Staten's still home to me.
Is it the fact that you got a lot of family in Staten Island? Because y'all family really connected, and it's weird because it's a subtle black connection of black people in spaces that you wouldn't even think, like, you really wouldn't think about actually wanting to connect with. Like, how am I at my little sister house? Shout out to my little sister Natalie, right? And I told her mom, cause I love her mama. That's my auntie for real. And she's like, oh, I know my cousin. I'm like, how I know y'all? What you talking about? I don't even know y'all. I know y'all, but I don't know nobody like that. Like, I mean, somebody, that's a grown woman. Like, that's a grown woman. How do I know your cousin? I'm not that mixy, bro. I know I'm in the mix, but that's OD, my nigga. Like, yo, I know your third cousin of your aunt. That's OD.
My third cousin,
of your aunt, like, bro, how do I know that age demographic, bro? I don't be out here like that. I don't be at them parties.
No idea. But you known out in Staten, dog. Like, you known. Everybody knows Cletus.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Everybody knows Cletus. I remember. Man. I remember I used to bring your name up, and the minute I would bring your name up, I'd be like, oh yeah, like, where is you from? Not from, but like Buffalo. They'd be like, oh, Cletus from Buffalo? Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Them niggas ain't know me.
Yeah, they know you.
They knew of me, man. I was just a guy, bro. Niggas never really respected my shit, bro. I just brought the vibes. That's it. I think that's really what it is. I think that, and this is crazy because I think this is a great place to start this conversation. Like, sometimes people just team up with you not because you popping or because, like, they really fuck with you like that. Fuck with you because you bring the vibe. Like, you bring value to everybody. So it doesn't hurt them to have you around, but it doesn't completely also benefit them if they don't link with you. Like, they gotta stay with you because alright, if you come around, it's not a bad thing. Like, I don't mind him being here. He a cool nigga. He gonna bring some bitches. He gonna make the conversation funny. Like, he gonna take the ugly big joint that nobody want to touch. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was a lot of that, and I felt like even so, like I just yeah, you bring a vibe and people just take advantage of that, and sometimes they just want you to be there for that sole purpose.
You know what though? That's interesting that you say that. You have to let people filter themselves out of your life, you know, and so that's the reason why, like, I can pick up the phone for you, or we can talk at like 3 a.m. or whatever the case may be, because it's genuine love. It's like, you know, it's a mutual respect. So it's not just you can tell when someone's being an opportunist, you know, when somebody is you know, kind of just using you for what it is that you can provide to their situation, whatever the case may be. But it's like, I genuinely want to see you succeed, and vice versa. We, you know, since we met, it's always been like you know, a trade of respect, a trade of resources. And so I think as you mature and as you grow older, because, you know, like when you were in Buffalo, like, you were still, that was when you were at college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're still finding yourself, and you're still like figuring yourself out, but like, you don't, you know, it's harder to discern people's intentions when you're younger. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, you get practice, because you start coming in contact with certain people, and you start to be able to identify certain things, you know. So, you know, as we get older, as we start getting more, you know, in tune with our craft and in tune with our spaces we're in, you know, I'm starting to find a lot of people who I used to not be able to decipher well either back away or get closer. And I just let them, you know. It's like, I'm at my own peace. I'm at my own zen. You know, when you love yourself, when you care about yourself, and the community that you keep around you, they're on the same frequency. It's like, yeah, the ones that aren't supposed to be around, they'll back up, you know. So
it's kind of like, I always say, like, you know, all that fake shit go kill each other off, man. Like, it's like, I love, you know what's crazy? I love Birdman. A lot of niggas hear a lot of funny shit about Birdman. I really love Birdman, because going into like where he's from and just imagining the culture of what it was like to be what he had to be in that space, I can only but respect it. Because his genius was, he was what he was, he knew what he was, and he only could be what he was. And in that environment, that's what he kept doing, because that's how he was able to survive. Like, if he wasn't a certain type of way, then he probably wouldn't have been able to be like create that empire. He wouldn't be able to just get out of that environment. So it became solely about survival.
I was gonna say,
than anything else, and the reputation was because they seen that was the only place a result came. So he said something like, you know, everybody gotta eat, right? He said, if you don't kill off your rats with your mice. No, he said, if you don't kill off your rats with your snakes, they gonna eat off your plate, basically. So if you don't feed them, if you don't use the rat to get a little bit of your food, so the snake can eat them, you know what I mean? Then he gonna eat off of your plate. And now I took that analogy and say, like, yo, everybody deserves to eat something. You know, whenever someone comes to your house, right, they need basic necessities. So let it be like, I should be able to go to the bathroom and know that bathroom's gonna work. You know, if I'm thirsty, I could be like, yo, bro, can I get some water? You know, like common courtesy, I'm out there gonna touch things, go in people's fridges. You know, if I'm hungry, if he has something, if you're about to eat something and I'm, you know, I might be hungry, you might offer me like just little shit. Like I would assume, like, yo, if I come to your house, there should be like at least some clean towel I could use. You know what I mean? Or if not, your mama got some clean towel for me. Or if you know, if I need another blanket, that nigga could give me a blanket in like 5-10 minutes. You know, common courtesy things, bro.
Yeah.
And it was just that I just felt that you know, that's just what it is. You know, I expected that same, you know, I just expected that. So I feel like that's just what it is with me. Like, I just always, you know.
I think, you know, I never really looked into Birdman like that. You know, you kind of just respect him as, you know, for his role in the industry. But I do know, like, you're right there. You know, there are mixed reviews on, like, you know, I guess people's experience with him. But I don't think I have enough background information to have like a solid opinion. I think somebody I do respect a lot in regards to like, you know, team building and stuff like that. In regards to like label work, is Punch from TDE.
A lot of people like TDE a lot
because they move like a unit, you know. And it seems like it seems that's very transparent. Like their family, their brotherhood, the way they're you know. what they say, like when they say like on code, like they move on code, like in regards to, you know, who needs to get pushed first, what's the best strategy for, like, you know, now again, we're all looking from the outside, we don't really know what's happening, but
that's what I was gonna say. They don't really disclose a lot of what goes on at their camp. I think that's the only thing I can really honestly say.
But I respect that, because it's kind of like, you know, the arguments to be kept at home. So like, if you guys need to resolve something, like, it's not out for the public to go make decisions and make, you know headlines and news out about. It's like, if we got something to resolve, let's bring it in the house. You know.
Yeah.
So I definitely do respect that, because it's like, you know, there's people who like they thrive off of, you know, any kind of clout or attention move, and then there's people like niggas just found out Pharrell got a 7-year-old son. You know, it's like, you know, there's still people still discovering that. It's like, you know, that just goes to show you can be as big as Pharrell and hide your family, but there's, you know, people who choose to put their family in the forefront for the sake of, you know, attention and media and, you know, advertisement and stuff like that. It's kind of strange, you know. And I guess that maybe might be, I guess that whole Pharrell, TDE realm of things, it's like, you know, I kind of do like my privacy and my space to kind of just be myself. And then what I choose to, you know, disclose is the stuff I want to share with you. Privacy is important, you know. I feel like, you know, Kanye is a great result of somebody who's incredibly brilliant, who, you know, the stress and pressure of public expectation, you know, we criticize him so much, but it's like, yeah, this man is, you know, fighting through a lot mentally. He's come out and said that. And we don't ever give him, you know, the respect of, you know, his space or privacy and anything like that, but we expect so much greatness from him. I think this is...
But it's kind of Kanye fault. Like, one of my friends, shout out to my bro Chuck from Katie. He posted something that along the lines of people you can't trust, or people, like, he said some of the people you can't trust, and then it was like black people who don't, you know, respect or appreciate Kanye, or somebody, or who don't like Kanye. And I was like, that's not fair to say, because I'm a huge Kanye fan. I respect his art, but then when you do get a platform to talk, it's like I said, talk ain't cheap. So it's gonna cost something, and some of the stuff you saying is costing you a lot.
That's the truth.
And I think, especially with our people, I think we're in a place that we're tired of having to deal with brilliant people look dumb at the forefront of like black culture, because at that point you can't come back from that. It's kind of like, if I'm the most like honorable person in the whole world and I get an opportunity to speak up, to say something that could change everything, and I say some shit and it's like, nigga, are you serious? Like, that's what you had to say? That's what you're using your platform for? And he really doesn't have to, like, he's not entitled to that. Like, that's how he honestly feels. But it's like, then feel that way, but don't do it at the cost of your place in history, like, and your place on the right side of history, because and that's subjective as well too, because he might be thinking he's doing it for his own like righteous, creative, you know, universal, Unitarian or Unitarian. I can't say that word right now.
Humanitarian.
Unitarian. Yeah, it's like with the perfect word, utopian. There you go.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I was trying to find a word too.
Niggas tired. Utopian kind of, you know, ideal of the culture, but I feel like when he's speaking up for people now that really need him to speak up, he's just not saying what needs to be said, or not saying what a person like him, what you would expect him to really say after all the stuff he's created and all the things that he said he stands for.
Right. I would say, I think that, all right, so DMX, right? I might not be, it might not be my place to say what I'm about to say, but it's like, there's a lot of people who surround DMX right now who don't care so much about his wellness, and he's touring, he's doing shows. I know this because his bills are out there, you know, like, and, but this man is still suffering and fighting through a lot of, you know, mental and physical battles. Now there's people eating off of his struggle and his pain right now. Now you can say, oh, it's all DMX's fault. It's like, no, like, at some point, we gotta start addressing, and, you know, not just addressing, but, like, encouraging people to go and get help, get a therapist, like, not make it such a taboo. Like, everybody, you know, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, because of the things we've been through as black people, we assume that we have to resolve everything ourselves, you know? So we don't, like, you know, and you're talking about, you know, artists that are of the same generation. It was even more of a taboo for black people to get therapy at that point. We're getting closer to a generation now where self-love is a conversation. You started the podcast off with love, you know what I'm saying? That was a word that you didn't trade with brothers, with, you know, anybody growing up. Now it's like, it's a common word. Like, that's something, like, I make sure I tell all my brothers and my sisters all the time, like, I love you. And I'm even if it's awkward for them, I'll push them into it to the point where now it's like that's how they start their conversations. And so I know, because it's like I remember when I first started telling them, like I'd be like, I love you, and when I hang up the phone, they'd be like, oh yeah, you too. I'm like, that's okay, because I'm gonna work on you. Like I'm gonna show you like it's okay to express yourself, because we need help. Sometimes you got people who think really hard, who contribute a lot of things, who contribute a lot of their mind space and their capabilities, but they don't ever take time to recover and heal themselves. They don't have spaces to talk about the things that they're struggling through. And Jay-Z came out and said the same thing. He was like, yo, I had to go to therapy. It's like, oh, Jay-Z went to therapy? It's like, yeah, like as high and mighty as we see as some of these people, it's like they're human beings. They still function like the rest of us. It's just that when they're not given the right treatment, or they don't even know where to search for the right treatment, like where to even start with, problem solving and how to go about that. People like, oh, I love the old Kanye. It's like the old Kanye was still also growing through a lot of things. But I bet that there was a lot of people in his camp who watched him struggle through a lot and never even pointed him in the direction of like, hey, maybe you should try, this. Maybe you could heal if you tried this. It was more like, oh yeah, let's get this money, you're winning, just keep pushing. And I know that because I've seen things in the industry where I'm like, oh, you guys have no concern for anyone's health around here. It's more or less just like how long can we keep him running so we can churn out the product. That kind of shit is sick. That's
Do you think I don't mean to cut you off, but it just brought something. You think that's why a lot of people are smoking a lot more marijuana? Because I myself, I'm not an anti-420 person vibe. I feel like that marijuana or medicinal meditation that some people do is not bad. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's not enough studies that's been done on the long-term effects. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, because this is the first time that, like, as a society, we've taken something that we've said. Well, it's not the first time, but it's the first time that we've said, like, yo, this stuff actually has no bad long-term effects. This thing has no reason. Like, we're saying that, yo, we have laws that are on things that you can get anytime, like. We got things on cigarettes and guns and everything like that, but you good. Know what I mean? Like, and it's to the fact that, yo, you get some money off it now too. Like, there's no effects. Little kids can now probably get more access to it. The things that were like criminalized aren't gonna be criminalized anymore. That's such a compounded question, because it's like, my emotions about what's happening right now around weed bothers me. There's niggas still locked up and doing a lot longer time than murderers over weed. And then there are also now companies that are running large corporations off of, things that, we're still being locked up for. So it's like, it's hard to feel. It's hard to find somewhere, like, it's like, I agree with you. That, it's been around long enough where we do feel like there aren't the side effects as to what what could be for, like, I guess the long-term effects of weed. Like, maybe it's not there. Like, maybe we don't know. But unless somebody's laced your shit, like, I haven't seen any issues with it. So I'm like, I'm not against it. Like, I smoke, but I don't smoke when I work and when I create. Like, why don't you do that? Because a lot of, like, for a rapper, right? Niggas will be in a room full of marijuana. Like, they will be having marijuana fasting. They'll have marijuana meditation, marijuana yoga. They'll have like a break time marijuana smoke break. Like, it's a lot, bro. And it's like, all right, but
there's some people who can function like that.
But they're killing it in the studio.
Some people can really function like that.
These niggas are making some shit, bro. Like, listen to everything that's really out, bro. None of it is really bad, but none of it is really great. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's good.
That's subjective, because it's like and I say that because I listen to how kids listen to their music now, and I'm like, they'll pick and choose, like, different, like they hear at a different frequency, they hear at a different pace. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we say that, but it's the same thing that, like, our parents and the generations before us said about our music. It's like, oh, they're not saying shit. It's like, but they are. Like, they're saying it at a pace that we're comfortable with, but they're saying it at a rhythm that we're comfortable with. They're saying it at a, with a slang that we're comfortable with, and so we might say it's not the, the greatest thing of all time, but we're not listening as deeply as the next generation. Now, I guess time will tell, like, what ends up becoming, like, classics for that generation, because our classics are going to be different, but I guess, like, bring it back to the initial question. some people really can't function. Like, some people really can't function, like, off. Like, it's just not for me. Like, I remember in college, like, just being under an influence and creating, when I would be finished, I would ask myself, like, can I do that without the substance? Because I used to also know people who, without weed, without liquor in the system, they can't do it. And I used to think to myself, like, damn, your superpowers have a limit. And that's weird for me. Like, I don't ever want to be caught in a space where it's like, if I don't have to have it in my system, I can, like, get on it when it comes to anything that I'm working on. But to know, like, and, you know, I guess that feeling, like, because I've seen some people burn out, like, they run out of weed, they run out of liquor, they run out of money because they was trying to keep up with everybody else who was doing the shit. And it's like, oh, once your funds run low, your talent runs out too. And, you know, I would test them and be like, yo, let's work on something. If they don't got anything in the system, I'm like, oh man, this session is, we're gonna have to come back to this one. Like,
it's not it.
So, you know, that's why for me, it's just like, it's not that I couldn't, it's just that I'm happier knowing, like, okay, cool, if I can just turn it on when I want to turn it on. Like, if I, you know, while you guys are, you know, lounging in the living room, I'm like, you know what, I want to work right now. Like, I want to just turn it on and, like, start working on a beat. I want to start working on some code stuff. And so I can, like, all the way concentrate. But I'm still young enough where, like, I still want to try things. You know, like, I've never done shrooms. I've heard that, you know. No, I ain't doing no that shit. I feel you. But, you know,
It don't even sound safe. Shrooms? Oh, nah, it's over for you.
Nah, but black people put me on the shrooms. Like, niggas on Staten, black people from Staten, like, you know.
Oh, yeah, Staten Island got some motherfuckers.
Yo, and I, you know, I would talk with them. It's like, you know, I ask them, like, okay, cool. Like, what is this experience? Like, you know, I want to experience things. Like, before I go, I want to be able to say, like, yo, I got to try this world out. Like, I really got to experience this planet.
You know what? That's a beautiful segue. Because, this idea of living life, right? Like, I feel like I'm living my life.
Pardon me, by the way. Do I need to get closer? You think I need to get closer?
I mean, I'm.
Or you
cool.
think it's gonna try?
You can do it. Yeah, can pull up, bro.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they gonna feel you now. Yeah, they gonna feel you. So this whole thing about life, right? And we live a life with a lot of limits, bro. And it's not limits so much like we don't. Like, you're not.
It's a lot of taboo, I think.
It's a lot of double whammy. Like I was saying, and I was explaining it to my friend Eli. Shout out to my nigga Eli. He came out to New York for, like, Wet n Wild this weekend.
Dope energy.
Yeah, so he came out. He's like, yo, boy, I'm coming out here, brother. Say, brother, I said,
why you do an accent like that?
Well, down with it, brother. You know I'm out here with it, brother. I don't care about nothing. The war with it. I'm gonna say love was good, baby. He coming like that. I'm like, all right, cool, okay, this gonna be interesting. Because these New York girls not about to play with that, man. It's just gonna be different. Like, and you know what I was saying is, like, yeah, you think you know what you need to know. You think that because you follow a certain protocol or you do certain things because you know, like, it's gonna enhance, you know, the expectancy for you to live this life, but it's like, at what point, at what cost? Mm-hmm. Like, you're not really living.
Right.
You're not really, like, experiencing life. You're not living life limitless. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still living your life with a restraint. It's kind of like you're hoping and praying that one day you don't have to live like that. But it's like you kind of have to live like that. And that's the shit that worries me. Like my
people taking it to, like, the extremes. You're saying, like, I guess maybe living safe or living too precautiously.
Bro, tomorrow's not guaranteed. I'm saying, bro. Like, but we don't live like that. Like,
but there's some people who live like the next second is not guaranteed, so they max out. And it's like,
you're right. Because in one of the podcasts, I think it's the last podcast I did. It was like something he said. He's like, you know, the saddest thing to me that I've seen is my parents having to, like, start their dreams at, like, 65, as if like they have a long time to go. Like, you living your life like, yo, you really hate your job for 40 years. You know what I mean? Like, you really depressed.
But that's a sacrifice of circumstance, you know? Like, you gotta realize, like, in a perfect world and a perfect opportunity, you know, like honestly speaking, my father was arrested. There were things that, you know, changed the course of my life. There were things that were unexpected. If things went all well, maybe, you know, the climb to build the things I'm building now, maybe I wouldn't, you know, have my father figure closer. My father not father figure, but my father closer, to grow into the man that, you know, I would become. Like, I don't, you know, I'm happy with who I am. I'm in love with who I am right now, but maybe I could have been further. Maybe the family could have been further. And there are circumstances that change for everybody where that might be what it is, you know. But, you know, that's why they also say, you know, wealth is made generationally. And so, like, it's, you know, it's the previous generation. Like, you might not get to be the rock star of your family, but you might set the foundation for the children to be, you know. And I think that's even more important, because everybody wants to be, you know, the grand face of it all. And it's like, no, it might have been your job in the family's lineage to set such a clean template that the kids, the grandkids, and everyone to come have something strong that they can build on top of. You know, our history here is not one where it was a sturdy foundation. We're still building and repairing from shit in the past. Mm-hmm. You know, and so, like, you know, even seeing my mother and my father building things and doing things and exploring their own selves. Like, sometimes they say and do things, I'm like, that was childish. But I also think to myself, like, oh yeah, but you're just an aged child. Like, you're an experienced child. You're still learning in this world like I am. Like, you know, my brother having his kid is just like, oh man, like, you're still learning, like, you're still figuring things out, and you're gonna always be learning how to be a parent to your son. Your son's gonna learn how to be a son to you. You know, I'm still learning how to be a son. Like, you know, I'm a more mature son to my parents. You know, but yeah, like, you know, starting their lives at 60, it's like, yo, that might have been the sacrifice of being able to build a life for, you know, whoever it is that you were talking about, to have the life, the luxury, the knowledge, the, you know, experience that they have as they, you know, move forward in what it is that they're doing. You know, I can only make that assumption, but.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Like, so everyone knows I love my mother, right? That's my queen. But I know, like, God forbid her heart, man. That love shit get you killed, bro. Like, and I say it all the time. Like, I'll go with places and I'll see things that people do. I'm like, damn, shit, that gonna get you killed. Like, that could have got you killed. Like, and I'm not saying that in a way that's like, oh, I wish that on you. But it's like, damn, I see it. In certain environments, that behavior could have really costed us something. And for me, I said to my mom, I'm like, Ma, you know, you have a good heart. You're a good person. He said, I said this to my mother, bro, and this is to show you what, like, the kind of love I have for this queen. I said, listen, I pray that you get to live the life that you grieve for everybody else. Or that you got to deal with the pains of, so that they can enjoy the royalties and the happiness of it. It's like, yo, how could you have a property and people, like, you looking out for people, like, you're really trying to help these people. They look like you. Like, she African, black, but she's a black woman at the end of the day. So it's kind of like she's trying to help. She's trying to do her part as much as she can. But it's like, yo, at what point do the people that you keep trying to love, like, meet you halfway and say they love you back? Like, that's my issue. Like, even today, like, for example, I was talking to a Russian lady and she was just like, yo, the black women don't appreciate you guys. And, like, if I was a black man, I wouldn't want to mess with black women.
Well, can't say that to me.
And you know me. So I was like, I said, sweetheart, I don't really call women who are not black queens. I'm like, sweetheart, darling, listen here. Like, and I had to break it down for him. I'm like, yo, you're not from here. Your legacy starts in Russia from a very different place. Your traumas doesn't you never were owned. That was never your trauma. You never didn't, like, anything that you're going through right now is coming from a different kind of hurt. Yeah, different. So it's like it stops at a certain point. You know what I mean? But then it's like, yo, like, your laws ain't against that. You know what I mean? Your history doesn't just start at trauma.
Right, they're not systems that are set up to cripple any kind of growth that you make, you know. And so, you know, you're right. Like, I think that damn, you know what? That's also like, yo, these questions are good because there's so many layers. Like,
always,
they
bro.
go deep, like, the layers go really deep to this. But, you know, first off, I commend your mother for being able to sustain her love like that. That's important because there's a lot of you know, sometimes the community needs it, and sometimes, like, there are people who are happy being the beacon for, like, that beacon of light for the community. You know, it's about knowing, like, you know, I think the better question is, how well does she know herself and love herself to be able to say, this is what I'm choosing to do, as opposed to, this is what's happening to me. You know, because I think that like, yo, our home has always been a community. Like, this is where all the parties have been thrown. Everybody knows that if, you know, you need somewhere to stay, you've been able to stay here. Like, this is a place where people feel comfortable being like this, you know. And that's just, that's just the way that our mother raised us. It's just like we know how to groom and host community, and so I get a lot of my empathy from my mother, though, and so I do, like, for me, there are some people who like to say, oh, like, you get taken advantage of a lot, and it's like, no, I know what the value of my efforts is, and if I choose to give someone a favor, if I choose to give somebody something out of the kindness of my heart, I don't give anybody anything. I gift. I always gift, because when you gift somebody something, that means that you have no expectations. When you give somebody something, say, I'm giving it, but I don't know if I can afford to sacrifice it. So for your mother to be somebody who can say, you know what, I can give this love, leave that to God. Like, God will line up what she's supposed to have her ultimate peace. That's all you can do. You can only control but so much. Because like I said, my mother's the same way. She just gives. She gives sometimes. So I gotta stop her and be like, Ma, chill out, chill out.
Niggas hate me at my school. Niggas really want to shake on me, but they gotta understand I'm not here to play with that. Like, after a certain point, like, well, bro, there's even things that gets me mad, bro. I can't even talk about it on air. But there's things, bro. People really lucky, bro. Like, I'm
transparency will heal. So
I'm an Aries, bro.
We born on the same exact day.
That's fucking facts. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. God works different, right? Bro, it don't sit well with me, bro. It does not, bro. And it's because I know I wouldn't do that to them, or I wouldn't want that to happen to them. And niggas don't give a fuck. And what I'm learning is that people just don't got no morals, bro.
And that might be why your proximity might be where it is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I think that's something, I've talked to my father about that. My father would say certain things like, you should be more selfish with your time. You can't always carry the family. You can't always take care of the family. You got to take care of yourself. The thing is, I know what I'm capable of. So when my father says that, he says that as a means of protection. But I'm like, I talk with God. I talk, I have my conversations. I might not be the most religious, but I do have my relationship, And so in that, I'm like, there are things where I don't come to my father. I'll come to my heavenly father and be like, yo, listen, I don't know which one of these humans around me who I love and care about me, and vice versa, are giving me the right advice. But I need your answer right now, because, if I can't figure it out, and it'll be that much. Like, I talk with God, like I talk to God like I talk to y'all. Like, I just be hitting up God like, my nigga, please help me. Show me the way.
Y'all said it. Y'all got a book about you, bro. I tried to read the book, bro, but I ain't had the time. I know, I feel you. You there, but, bro.
But things, just to close that statement, like, everything will line up right after the fact. Like, that's usually what I end up feeling is I'll come and I'll make that statement. And no, I might not want to have to carry everybody. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed. I'm currently, without, sharing all the depths of what's going on in my life, there are things right now where I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired, man. It's 2 a.m. I'm still working on app. I'm still working on app development. I'm working on production. I have to, recover my hard drive. I got like a bunch of other business tasks and personal tasks to deal with. And I talk to God, and I'm like, God, where do I, sometimes I ask, like, where should I be putting my time? Like, I got family here, I got community here. I'm going to spend it with the community, even though I know I have business things I need to handle. And sometimes I might say, you know what, the community needs to wait, and I'm going to focus on the business, and I'll put that in God's hands. That's, in the proximity to my family, without getting into too much detail. I've been in just the perfect proximity to make sure I can take care of the things I need to take care of without being too far away for things to fall underneath, And so I think the same thing goes for you, where it's like your proximity was divine design. It's like, we might not get it, and we don't have to spend the time trying to get it. What we need to spend the time doing is what we are capable of in the moment, to be able to gather the resources and apply them in the ways that best fit the building that we don't even know we're building just yet,
Yeah, so, I definitely feel that, because I feel like,
and that applies to your mother, just to bring that back. Like,
yeah, no, my mom, I love my mother.
Word.
But I just, after a certain time, I'm like, Mom, like, I appreciate that you're trying to build something for the long run, right? But we are too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like be more considerate, because I don't think it's that. It's like, if it's going to keep you busy, cool, but there has to be some results to this. Don't just think that you just withstanding.
That's true.
Like, I don't want you to wait until I have a grandson or a granddaughter to really be like, I see what's going on now. You don't have to. Niggas not playing. Like, You know, it's like that thing. Like people always be on Twitter, like, "Oh, we are not our ancestors."
Right.
Like we will. Like it's like that. And but I understand her heart too. It's like I don't want you to get caught up in the crossfire because this world ugly, bro. And I said it on Facebook. I'm like, bro, like the older you get, you realize how crazy the world is, and that in itself can make you crazy.
How bold the world is, because people say and do things where it's like, you must be out your mind to say that. Or do
and you don't
like
even
that.
care how that may affect you and
Right.
yours. Like, bro, there's niggas that say shit to me, and I'll be like, wow, bro, you don't even understand. Like, my destiny, me accomplishing my destiny is attached to you getting to accomplish your, like, help open up the door to accomplish your child's destiny. And just doing that, I don't even care to even fuck with you like that. Like, I'm like to the point that's like, bro, I have a lot of love in my heart, but bro, fuck a lot of people, bro. Like, niggas love hitting me up on some shit like, bro, yo, you need help. Nigga, I didn't need help like today. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why everybody, especially with these events, my nigga, I hate the fact that niggas be hitting me up, bro, the week of to talk about shit that really should have been discussed about 3 weeks ago. Like, I'm not having a conversation. Okay, cool. You don't think it needs to be had still?
No, but that, I think that also that has a lot to do with like company culture. You know, like I had to set up some windows or like buffers for myself, because you know the deal. Like when I first started out doing like music and performing and stuff, people would use their relationship with me to get access to the websites and stuff I would build and the design I would build. And I'm like, whoa, like you're comfortable doing that because of our relationship. So let me create another brand. That was at the time Jetpack, and which is now Creator Co. Where it's like, cool. If you want to do business with me, there's a protocol. If you don't follow protocol, if you don't have the time to respect my protocol, I don't have the time to respect your, favor, whatever it is that you're trying to ask to do. So if you can't abide by what it is, the guidelines that I set up for the way I operate my business, it's all love, it's still respect, but you got to do that somewhere else. That's not for my environment. Once I put my foot down there, everyone knows. My family knows. And my mother went through the website. You know what I'm saying? Like my father went through the website for the branding stuff I did for them. And it's like, yo, it's not a wall to keep you away. It's a wall to keep myself organized so that everyone understands the respect I deserve when I start operating. You know what I'm saying? And so I think like that's something I'm teaching too with my teammates, because my teammates want to start doing their own thing and like building out their own like branches from the company. And I'm like, okay, cool. There's a protocol. Let me teach you how to set up the protocol right with your friends and family first, because those will be the first ones to break past that wall. And those are the ones you're going to have to put in check first. New clients is easy. When a new client approaches us, or a new, any new engagement, it's like, cool, this is the rule, this is the law, and they can abide by it. But when it's usually the close family, the close friends, the people like, oh, I came up with you for middle school. It's like, that's great. This is my company. What are we doing now? Right. What are we doing right now? Because we grew up in middle school. I've evolved and I've matured since then, and this is the way my operation goes. You feel me? So like, same thing for you. Like, you deserve the respect that you just like you said. Everybody hit you up a week before. It's like, hey, you can come to the event. You can't help. You trying to get money out of this event? You should have came through when we had the first meeting. You're late now. Or
bro, you want your discounted ticket, but bro,
nah, it's a
ticket. The tickets was $10 for, like, you seen the $10 tickets, and you said, nah, fuck it.
Right.
You seen the $20 tickets.
You said
fuck it. You said you see the $15 ticket. Said, okay, well, cool, that's there, but fuck it.
Right.
Alright, now the 20s is around. You're like, man, I'm gonna hit him up, but you know what I mean. I already know I'm valid, bro. The nigga know what's up. Alright, fuck it. Not knowing this whole time, I got a whole other lives going on. I got other lives I'm living.
Right.
Like, bro, niggas think that this party shit is all I do. Right. I swear to God, bro. Niggas think I don't do nothing, bro. I think niggas really believe like I don't do anything but playing parties, because my shits be really hits, even with the bumps. Like, but I'm like, bro, I'm good at what I do, my nigga. But like, you gotta let a nigga do what he has to do.
Can I say this? I think that's why transparency through your social networks is really important. Like, I don't know if you saw it or not, but like, the car accident I was in, the hospital visit I had, like, the life death shit, the background shit. Like, I show people, I'm like, I don't mind it be ugly in the camera. Like, you could see me in my fucking hospital gown or whatever the case may be, because it's like, yo, just so you know, if I'm not operating, or say if, you know, I'm taking a day off, I'm doing something different outside of, you know, rapping and making beats, because I do more than just rap and make beats. I build brands outside of that. You know, I have another company. I do clothing design as well. I do other things outside of this.
Yeah, please talk about them things, man, because I feel like if we don't get into that, I think that's gonna be the biggest miss, man. Hashtag put it on a shirt. The biggest miss. That's just that shit that you know you was supposed to have, but you fucked up. That's the first. I think that's the second hashtag put it on. The biggest miss. That you don't want one of those, man.
All right, let's talk about it. What you want to talk about in regards to
what do you do, and can you explain it to those people without putting all of your blueprint out? Because I think you are a genius. I tell you this all the time. I celebrate you because that's really, it's crazy. That's really why I do the podcast. I really want to commemorate and celebrate the people for everything that makes them what they are to me. Like I got some people that talk and they dumb as hell. Like them niggas is stupid. And like they're dumb. But you know what? There's a genius in it. When they talking, it comes from a place that I feel like I agree completely, and even if I don't agree, I understand and can empathize why. So in that, there's growth there. That's the gem. You know what I mean? The gem is that there's always some kind of growth happening in the podcast, either an understanding, in vocabulary. You learning something, and it's lit. Like niggas not stupid. Like, but we not gonna do it the way like our high school teachers did. Like I ain't gonna do math for like the Pythagorean theorem and shit, nigga. Yeah, PEMDAS, I'll do that. That's simple. But like all the other shit like algebra or calculus, I ain't doing that. Trigonometry, that shit was wild. Geometry, bro, that was that shit,
bringing
bro.
up all the
nigga, like wow,
the deep challenges.
Like wow. Living environment, I got that. You know what I mean? Biology, I got that. Then they start throwing physics. Nigga, come on, bro. What am I using physics? I gotta break down my car because it makes equal B. I don't give a damn.
No, that's right.
I don't give a damn.
You know what? Hold on, I want to keep tabs on both of that. So, what I do, and in the education.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. My apologies.
No, that's all. This is good though. That's inspiration. Like, you know, just addressing the education thing. Like, I feel you, because there are some people I'm like, you are dumb in this space, right? But you probably a genius somewhere else, and I just don't know where that is yet, you know? Because I've seen that. Like, I've seen certain people I'm like, man, it is fucked up to say that about certain people, but it's just the hood in you.
Everybody
like, you just be like, this nigga dumb. Bro. Like, you know, you say that. And
everybody isn't good at everything,
right.
Bro.
But do you put that same character, right, in an environment that you're not familiar to, right? Something that it could be completely unorthodox to what you do, and they're thriving, and it doesn't make sense, but it's like they understand that part of things, but because it might not be considered a genius level activity because of some of the things that society deems as like, lucrative or successful or whatever, it's like, oh, you disregard it. But it's like, cool, like the biggest name in hip hop started off as a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about Jay-Z, but he took the same mentalities of the things from that aspect of his life and flipped it into a new business business model. Let me not say new business model, but like a more
innovative.
Yeah, he used what he knew from the streets and was able to flip it. And that's the thing, when you help somebody, when you encourage and you show love to anybody's genius and you let them know like, yo, you should thrive in what you're doing. Like you can thrive in those things, and just here are some better tools to do that. You could really grow somebody into the genius they're supposed to be, and they don't even know it, you know? And so I had to take a step back too, because sometimes, like, you know, it's not that some niggas is dumb. It's like, I think Einstein said, like, you know, you put a fish in the tree, you can call it an idiot, but you put it in the water and it's a genius. It's like, you know, not in that very context, but in
the right circumstances,
right,
you can
the
see
right
the
circumstance, it might
they
really
bring
fly,
value.
you know.
Of course.
And so I guess to bring that back a bit, in simplest terms, I'm a musician, I'm a designer, I'm a software developer, and it all started in music, to be honest. Like, you know, my mother just I used to go to the Harlem School of the Arts. Like, I grew up on Staten Island, went to the Harlem School of the Arts. I spent a lot of time around music. And my mother was like really, she's very pro-black. So she used to, you know, we were the kids in the Kente Claus and the Kwanzaa, like, you know, we did that. And we might not have always understood it, but she knew what she was grooming, you know. Mm-hmm. So, the kind of music we listened to, like super eclectic stuff I can't name and can't pronounce today, but I just, you know, she knew it, or she knows it. And, I never understood why, but like, you know, rhythm and sound, like sonics was always like a big deal for me. And I I went from being a poet to, you know, writing lyrics and like wanting beats that, you know, weren't on the radio still, because everybody would like to, you know, rap on the same beats, and I just wanted something different, to making those beats, to then like, okay, I want to host this beat on like a website. How do I do that? So I taught myself design and web development when I was in college, and you just gradually like everything started to build together. These are the things I'm good at, you know. So, you know, even you know, showing me love and calling me a genius in my right and the things that I do, like that word is still a little weird for me. Like as I grow, it's like, you know, I appreciate it a lot, and you know, I have people in my community who you know, they just encourage me to accept certain compliments. So I'm still growing to understand how to do that, you know, and I'm also like growing to know how to give a compliment. But I'm like, yeah, you know what, maybe I am really good at what I do, and it's okay for me to stand strong in that right. And, you know, maybe through other people showing me love and light in that space, I can learn how to do that for everyone else, you know, encourage other people to be geniuses in their space. Because I see the same thing with you. You've always had the mic. You've always had the crowd. Like, you always had the audience. You know, you always had the vibe and the energy. So, like, when you see Cletus, it's like, it's a smile. You know, it's like, oh, yeah, like, it's okay. Like, everything's cool. Like, he's over here. Like, anybody you introduce to me, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's got to be love, because you can't get that close to Cletus if you're not a good energy. So, you know, like, you're a genius in regards to building community and building, like, conversation, relationship. Like, there's still things I'm learning about that, too, you know? Things I'm going to be talking to you about, because we got some business things I'm about to start working on where I'm like, I got to use that strength.
Man, so. Nah, honest to God, bro. You know, it's interesting. I didn't, this is going to be a good question. You all love this one. Why do we have such a hard time accepting, you know, like, compliments when we get it, but why do we feel so mad when we don't get it? Or why do we feel so disrespected when people don't recognize it? It's kind of like we don't want us to get it, and we don't want people to tell us it, because we feel like we're a work in progress, right? But then at the same time, it's like, why are you shitting on me because I'm not yet? Or why are you shitting on me as if you could even do it within a level of my space, in my right, in my own circumstances, with my own situation?
It's a lack of self-awareness. For real, because I used to, like I said, I'm a lot more comfortable hearing the words or any praise or accolades now, where it's like, okay, cool, like, I'm allowed that. I have to tell myself, like, yo, you're allowed that. You're allowed to consider yourself special in what you do. Whereas before I used to think like, oh, that's cocky. It's like, no, it's confident. I put the time in, I put the work in. I've been hospitalized for exhausting myself in those spaces. Like, I've really run through the ranks, and I've learned from my mentors, and I've also shared and taught people. I'm allowed to say I'm good at what I do, regardless of the fact that I'm growing in that space. But I'm aware, you know, like, I'm aware of myself, and there's still things I'm learning about myself. And, you know, for the generations that are coming in, and, you know, not even just the generations coming in, older generations, I've had conversations with bigger businesses and bigger, like, entities where they spend so much time in a marketing mindset that I usually have to tell them, like, be transparent. Stop lying to me, because I can see through it. And we can build a stronger relationship if you are just more honest.
Yeah,
like,
niggas be capping too much for me, bro. Like, there's no cheat to this shit, bro. Like, right. I be getting tight because niggas really think that all I do is this one thing. And then, but at the same time, I expect it because it comes with the work, right? Designs, right? Yeah, I do mad shit, bro. Like, I worked with kids. I then was teaching kids in high school. Then I was working with my mother with the store. Right. I still was planning parties. I have to then also have things to pay for. So you got all these different relationships I gotta foster. Then I gotta still pay bills and all that. Then I got personal shit I gotta deal with within my home. Right. That really I can't speak about legally. So now I got shit like that I gotta deal with. That really is tearing up at me. And then after that, I can't really fulfill the dreams I want because right now circumstances not in my favor to be able to move at my best of my abilities. But I'm still cooking. And the niggas that's really not doing nothing, they getting all the praise right now. But I'm not hating on it. Right. I respect it, but just don't discredit.
Oh, okay. I gotta say something about that. All right, cool. You don't mind them because I'm.
Nah, do you think?
All right, cool. So, the people that are currently winning in the spaces that you see yourself, you have to show love. You have to emit love. Because the vibrations that you give, and I know I always sound crazy when I say this, but we are beings of frequency, no matter how you put it. Like, scientifically, we are beings of frequency. That's why when someone walks in the room and they have a bad attitude, you feel it. It's not because they walked in slouching, it's because they walked in with an energy that you felt. You feel me? So I used to, like, one of the ways I combat my jealousy, right, my envy, Because Instagram will do it to you. Like,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
motherfucker.
social media will fuck you
Them
up.
numbers, the likes, the comments, the support. And
what I'll do now,
trash though.
Yo, what I'll do now is like when I catch myself slipping, the way I punish myself is I gotta go and show love, and I gotta reconfigure the words in my head. So if I see somebody doing something where I'm like, damn, I should have been there, I should have been at that status, I'll go back and be like, you know what? But good for him, young black man building a business, doing something that I'm also passionate about. Win, because I'm gonna win as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's okay. And when you continually generate those kind of thoughts, those kind of frequencies, some people think like, oh, that's being fake. It's like, no, it's being fake if you don't feel what you are reprogramming yourself to feel.
Yeah, like
you know
if you don't actually believe it,
right? You gotta believe it. Like when I see somebody and I catch myself slipping, and I say, oh shit, like that was a jealous thing to say or think. It's like, oh,
but they don't. I gotta respect it.
Right, right. Let me
fix
me. You keep doing that because you're building something and you found a smarter, more efficient way to get to that point. Like Tyler the Creator is somebody like when I was younger, like when I found Tyler the Creator at some point, I was like, oh yeah, like I can do that too. Like what he's doing, he literally has executed a lot of the things I had in store for the career I wanted to have.
Bro.
You know?
Bro.
But
bro, my God. I don't think niggas understand, like, bro, this shit that like people are doing now that I thought about like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the only thing different was time and execution.
Right.
Not even like, bro, it took you that long to think about this concepts, bro. Yeah. Like, yo, but I say it, and I don't like to say it with arrogance, but everything that I'm a part of, concepts, titles, names, ideas, is mine, bro. I don't care. And it's not to be, and like you said, bro, we need to be able to be at a space that as creatives, we like, I'm everything I do is humble, right? Everything I really, it's not a gimmick. It's really humble because I really come from humble beginnings. Like, you know, yeah, everything wasn't bad, but everything wasn't great either. You know, it was humble. You know, you was thankful, you was content, you were blessed. You thank God for everything. You prayed about it. You kept it pushing.
Right.
But let's keep it real. Like, a lot of niggas, man, really eating. And I like I said, like the same thing you said, like I always show love back, but it's like, yo, listen when you need to listen. Like, understand, like, bro, like you could be great if you just stayed in your fucking lane. And don't phase niggas out. Like, my issue with a lot of people that's winning right now, it's like if you're not with them right now, then you're not with them at all. And I'm not a dick rider, bro. I don't care for none of that shit. I've done this shit out the mud, no help. Niggas never gave me nothing. Like, don't sit here and think that I give a fuck that much, because when I really needed niggas wasn't around. Like my nigga Eli, bro, that's my nigga, bro. And I just met him like 2 years ago. Nigga, when niggas ain't have a thing, bro, niggas showed up. But niggas who you knew forever, when you had everything, they still ain't show up. When you didn't have anything, they still ain't show up. But when it's lit, when there's a benefit, when they don't want to wait online, when they want to meet new girls,
when they want to show up.
If they need a laugh, you know, now niggas are on time. It's like, damn, if I don't pay you, would you still pop out? Nah, niggas, nah. If you're not blessing niggas, I got a couple really solid niggas in my corner, bro. I love a lot of my bros, really solid niggas. But there's a lot of people too that they have benefited so much off of the work,
the things that you've done, that
it's kind of like, if that's why you here and you're not even willing to try to pay something in exchange for it, then why even fuck with me? Like, why? Like, why we even connected? Like, it's not even me shitting on niggas no more. Like, I don't, you know what I'm trying to say? Just don't build out of spite. And I feel like that's what happens with me whenever I'm in this space of creation. It's like, I feel like I'm building out of spite with a lot of shit. Because I know after a certain season, niggas is going to take it and make it their end all be all, because that's all they have. When I could
but that's the thing. That's the power in your creativity. Like, you know, I've had things taken from me. I've had ideas. Like, I've offered and I've given things to people. Like, I currently consult people where it's like, if I ever send you this invoice, your company is now mine. Right?
Mine. Give me that shit.
But regardless, as a creator and the way that you create, I generate these things. You generate these things. You know what I'm saying? There are people who don't, and so that means that your limitation runs dry as soon as the season of that product is dry, which means if you can't find someone else to leech a good idea from and you can't get it from me, because I'll catch you if you do it the first time. You know, you call me the first time, that's one thing. Second time, you get in charge for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with being used, because a lot of people, like, if you can't be used, that means you are useless. You understand? So for me, it's like, it's not, the problem's not being used. It's like, when you get used, just don't be afraid to state your price tag. Anytime somebody uses me,
fact.
you know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm a service provider, like in websites, music, all this other shit. I'm providing a service. I am useful. Therefore, I will be used. My goal is to be used the most, to be used more than everybody. But, and as you've seen, my price is always on everything. So if you're going to use my time, cool. Are we going to be talking for an hour? That hour is going to cost you this much. Are we going to be working on a project where I'm going to have to be physical with this project? That's going to cost you this much. Am I going to need to bring teams on board? Yeah, sure. You can use my friends too. They're going to cost this much. I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people, they get strung up on the idea of like, I'm always getting used. It's like, nigga, that's your fault. Put your price up. Tell niggas your price. If they turn around, that's not the business you're supposed to do. Or you priced yourself out of the competition, but you'll find that out, in a couple of tries.
That's real. But I think, all right, so I was in a pro bono state. Okay. Because, so for example, when I was in Louisiana, right?
Cool.
I helped a lot of companies pro bono because I believed in them, right?
Right.
And as I seen myself being able to now leave and go to a place with more resources so we could be able to expand, and you have these conversations because you do it out of love. It's like why is it an issue for niggas that you got love for, or for brands that you invested everything for, or just for things that you've helped create it and you ask people to help you create it? Why is it now when they ask you for some kind of equity, it's like no, wait, it's my idea, I created it myself, nah, fuck you nigga, nah. Like bro, there's so much heat, bro. I don't even talk like that, bro. But that Cups and Convo, bro. Look up something on YouTube called Sip and Speak, bro.
Gotcha.
I don't care. She gonna be tight. I don't care, bro. Nigga, that concept, that name, bro. If you know the face, alright, I'm not saying nothing else, bro. Like, and those who know, bro. Like, nigga, we created Cups and Convo a year before it became a thing, bro. And it's not the first time, bro. Like. Bro, there's parties, there's concepts, there's African renditions. Like, bro, niggas was popping Africans before being popping African was a thing, bro. Like, so it just comes to a point, it's like, nah, like, all right, yeah, set your price to know that, but it's like, why is it if you want somebody to join your team or be a part of what you're creating, why is it that you could give them that same respect and that same humility you had when you asked them to help you? When they ask you now for their price.
Yo, that's why it's like that conversation needs to be had up front, right? So I want to address something that you said earlier. Anything that you do pro bono is strictly for portfolio. You feel me? I do 3 pieces for free when I'm trying to set up myself to do something. So everybody that I work with, I tell them I'll try to line you up with some paid gigs in your early portfolio building stage, but the goal is you do 3 pieces for free because that's enough for you to say, okay, cool. You hit somebody 3 times in the same spot, you're good at what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Period. So when I'm building a portfolio, cool. The first 3 that find me, the first 3 that take advantage of that knowledge, whatever you gain from that, just consider it a blessing. Everybody after that, if I haven't figured out my price after doing it 3 times, that's now my fault. You know what I'm saying? Period. And anybody that I go into any kind of business conversation with, we talk about it up front. Even the team I'm building right now, like we're going into a phase where now people want to start taking lead roles in some of the branches. And I'm like, cool, let's talk about contracts. Let's talk about if you want equity, are you going to be doing 12% equity work? Are you going to be doing 20% equity work? Or are you just taking the equity because you want that claim? Because there's a difference. You're going to take 25%. Oh, you're doing 25% equity work, which means you need to understand the inventory, you need to understand the team, you need to understand the ecosystem in which we operate. If you're not going to take on those responsibilities,
ain't no conversation.
Yo, we can't talk about it. We can't, exactly. Right. So it's hard to hear that shit, especially when you're the person on the other end where it's like, I did all the free work and no one gave back. Because I've been on that side of things too. Like I've exhausted myself. I've been hurt by teams of people. Like I told you, I was hospitalized, and not just once. It happened. This has happened like twice now, right? And I'm in a space now. I'm eating healthier. I'm living healthier. I'm trying to make sure that I set myself up. I'm still having fun with the stuff I eat and the things I do and the way I go out. But it's like I'm a lot more conscious about, okay, cool. What can I endure? What can I sustain? What can I afford to give? That's why I say if I gift something, I only gift what I can afford to let go of. You know what I'm saying? I don't get, if I can't do it, I'm very good with a no. I'll tell you no really quick. Now, even when I was younger, I used to couldn't. Now it's like, no, like I don't have it. If you need something that you need from me, let me look at the budget or the resources. It don't look like I can give that up to you right now. I can direct you to somebody else who can hold you down, and then you can come back to me later when I do got it. But if I can't help you right now, if I don't think you're gonna invest the time that I need you to invest, even with the studio time, there's little niggas all up and down the block that want to do studio time. I'm like, cool. Pull up to the studio. You can intern, help me out with a couple things. I have a system that we can use to barter off that time. And then once you earn that time, you can cash those points in to work in the studio. Young dudes, high school. And some of them like in college, young in college. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I don't mind. I understand not having money. I've been broke before. I know what that feels like and what it looks like. You want to come through, invest. They don't show up, though. Maybe 2 or 3, a handful of these people will show up. I'm like, those are the ones who want it. So those are the ones who get it. Like, those are the ones who, like, you know, when they come back and they want a discount, it's like, yeah, of course you can get a discount. You've already invested so much time to help get some things going. But now everybody's willing to make that sacrifice, you know?
That's real.
So for you, it's the same thing, bro. Like, anybody else who's, like, you know, they're doing the pro bono work, they're trying to build a reputation to being the guy that can do it. At some point, though, after that third one, you need to start thinking about your contracts and your prices. Y'all can use me all you want. This is what it costs. I love you to death. I've had fights with friends about this. I've had friends, you know, fade out because they're like, damn, like, you're the expensive service. I'm like, I know. I'm trying to keep niggas who can't afford me away.
So, can you afford to be here or not, nigga?
Can you afford to be here?
That's facts.
You know?
My God, they gonna get tight at this door on Saturday at Wet and Wild, bro. They gonna be so tight, bro. $40 tickets gonna be like for the first hour, cool. Bro. First hour only, bro. Yo, $40. You really want to be there? Be there on time. $40, right. Nigga. After that first hour, bro, 60 cash. Yep. 130.
Yep.
200.
Yep.
Let's see. You know this is about 500 tickets. Well, we did 500 tickets, bro.
Man.
5,000. Show me something. Let me use your card, bro. Let me get all the food stamps on your EBT card.
Let me use your card.
Nah, deadass, I'm taking EBT. Fucked up niggas. I don't care. Nigga, I'm taking EBT cards too, bro. Niggas need to eat, bro. Since I've been home, I'm not eating well like that,
I wish
bro.
a nigga would.
Nigga, let me get your EBT card. Put your pin in. I know it's 4 numbers, bro. That shit don't work, bro. You not getting your EBT card back. I just want to get the pool, though. Like. Nah, fuck the pool, nigga. Fuck the pool, nigga. Nah.
That's hurt.
You think I want to be here with you at this door? Right. Nigga, no. So this is what's going to cost.
Yo, put that price up.
I'm putting that price up. I think we deserve it. I think niggas deserve it. Without a doubt. I think niggas deserve it. And if I don't do that, then just know that I still have to work on myself. Because I have too much fucking love in my heart. That's my mama's issue. That's my mama's issue. You. I don't have it. I still don't believe I have it. Niggas be like, oh, you driving a BMW now, bro. What? Nigga, you know how much this shit costs, bro? Mm-hmm. My gas, bro, to go to the same places is now triple. So I don't even want to be here like that. Like, I can't just even be talking to you like that.
Right,
like,
right.
Bro, like, nigga, right now I'm bartering my time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my youth, I'm giving up my youth every day right now.
Right.
To hope that I'm going to be here.
How much is that worth? Like, that's what you got to tell people. Like, yo.
I feel great, bro. I might not look it, bro, but I have this young nigga mind to, like, I'm 25, you know, so I feel great. I still feel young. And I understand the process, bro. I understand the grind. I understand that at a certain point things are gonna pay off. You know what I mean? I understand that all of these people, because I see it. I have a lot of friends doing a lot of amazing things, growing very fast, and that's a blessing when you don't got anything to worry about but pursuing your dreams.
Yeah,
niggas don't got that luxury right now. Like right now, we building mommy's dreams.
Right, mommy's
dreams have to come true. All right, you know, daddy's dreams coming next. You know, he wants you to get a doctorate, so you gonna get that shit. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they blowing yours, well, they just gonna have to take the growing pains that come with it.
Actually, run that back to me. So, the doctorate and building mom's dreams. So, right now, if you know me, you think I want to be in Staten Island right now. Right, no. You know what I mean? I just got my master's. Right. I you know, I'm blessed to have made it out of Grambling State. I was really blessed to make it through UB, right? You think I really want to just be sitting in a place, grinding, building, doing shit, and I'm not utilizing none of the things I toiled over? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't using none of my degrees right now to the best of my ability. I would love to, but this place isn't conducive for that. I don't need to. Like, I really don't need to. And it's like, if I try to, it's a blessing. But in reality, where I'm really needed is this, and I really hate doing it. You know what I mean? But it's a short term sacrifice for long term return. So, and this is what mommy wants. And then what about the doctorate? And the doctorate, you know what I mean? Nigga, you African. People just want a doctor in the family. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's dope too. I want to do it. I can do it. Well, why not do it? That's what it is for me. It's not I'm doing it because they only want me to. I can do it, so why not do it? Like, if I knew how to fix a car, build houses,
and like be like have police protection, I'll be great. I will be the most like official tissue. Like, bro, my family's great, bro. Think about it. I don't even like I could flip houses. I don't ever have to go to nobody to fix my car for me, and I don't have anybody to really worry about. Anything happens, the law's gonna be on my, well, maybe not police protection, but the law on my side. I'd say that, because police protection means shit if the law don't work for you. Like, being a landlord in New York is like hell. Like, why? I don't get it. Like, it's really hell, bro. You could really just sit in somebody's house for 30 days, pay rent for 1 month, and not pay rent after that. And
yeah, squatter protection. Yep, I know.
That's just foul. I had a friend
deal with that recently.
That's
crazy.
Foul.
It's crazy.
And niggas, and it be your own people, bro. It be your own people, knowing good and well, like, yo, that nigga good, bro. Like, someone said it best. They're like, yo, I really love when people do me dirty, because when you hurt a good person, you gonna feel that, like, because you never gonna get the benefits of being around that good person. Like, he said, like, that's how you sew somebody up. Like, you hurt a good person, just know that all the blessings that was gonna come from that good person, you kind of seal that for your family. So I get that, but it's just like, nah, that's not cool. Because if you look at time as something that's finite, you don't got a lot of it. Like, you could be doing like a bunch of hours, an hour and 5 minutes of work right now to advance you. That might be able to move you up an extra week. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this shit is, and it's finite, bro. There's gonna be a time you can't live for yourself no more. It's gonna be a time that it's not about your dreams and aspirations. It's about what you're doing. Like, what are you really showing? And that's what I think my friend made it best when he said, like, yo, like, niggas be waiting till they 65, like, they really sacrifice like 40 years of doing something they hate just so they can live like 5 years of happiness.
And that's why I want to bring that statement back to the doctorate and helping mommy with her dreams, because that's where, see, just because you're capable. Okay, so that was something that tripped me up when I first started, right? I told you I'm a musician, designer, developer. And I'm in a phase now where I'm looking for the people around me who can do what I do to a capacity, and who have the potential to outdo me in what I'm doing, that I could lead instead, so that I don't have to use my actual hands to do it, but just my mind, right? So I can spare the time and use my hands to work on other things I'm building. Because just because you are capable, right, as a human being, based off of the capacity of your mind, you're capable of doing absolutely anything. Which means just because you're capable doesn't mean you do every single fucking thing that's available to you. It means you choose the things that are valuable to your growth and your existence. And that was one of the issues I was having for a while, where I was building. I remember my mother and I. Oh damn! This was in college too. It was one of my birthdays, and this is me being very transparent. We were going through a transition. You know, we were going through some things where I just had to contribute financially to the home. You know what I'm saying? While I was still in college, I had to like balance and juggle a couple of things. And but I've always been like the head of the household. And I called my mother on my birthday and I said, hey, I want to get these pair of sneakers, but before I get these pair of sneakers, like, do we need to cover anything else in the house? And she laughed, and then she started to like cry a little bit, and she's like, I didn't mean for this to be the way you think, right? Because before I would even treat myself or do anything for myself, I would put the family first, even on my birthday. Like, I wouldn't even consider myself on the one day I'm supposed to be celebrating myself. You know what I'm saying? And so moving forward, like, I had done that for a little bit longer after the fact, and it bled into me taking on different jobs and opportunities and tasks where it's like, I can do it, so I will do it. So I was engineering, I was web designing, I was graphic designing, I was doing everything under the sun, and I was burning myself out. I was getting good at these things, but I'm like, just because I'm getting good at these things, I'm capable of these things, doesn't mean I need to be doing all of them, you know? And so as I move forward, as I, gradually move closer to what I want to be doing, which is more managing and leading the team, building the right community of experts, into this creative house, right? I'm raising the prices of the things I'm good at so that I don't have to do them as often. If anybody wants me to do it, they have to pay me what I'm worth for it. And then I'm focusing on the things that I need to be doing. So, to readdress everything about school for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's traditional. I understand. It's a family thing. But regret, that hits different. And you can end up living your whole life living in regret because you built something that your family said, well, you got to do it because this is part of tradition, it's part of culture, it's part of this, that, and the third. And you'll spend the rest of that time after 60 or... Yeah, you need us to stop? Okay, yeah. You spend the rest of that time after 60 in regret. Like spend a lot of time just wondering whether or not what you did was... Hold tight. Yeah, okay. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna bring this back just a little bit, all right? I know that I was talking about proximity before, and like sometimes that's where life will put your circumstance. Sometimes that's where life will line you up where you need to be closer to home. But at some point you do have to assess the situation and say, are there things I can do to give my mother the power to operate on her own? Are there things that I can do to still make my father proud without having to sacrifice another 2 to 6 years of my life for a receipt for you to be able to brag to your friends about the fact that your child's a doctor? Because a lot of these debts that we put ourselves into are sometimes hard to take ourselves out of. And what happens if you pass with that debt follows your family. It does not leave because you're not here anymore. So now your family takes on that debt because they wanted the receipt, the proof to say, oh, my son is this, right? You have to do what you're willing to make sacrifices for. So even in my education, the things I want to learn, even with software development, I could have went to a university for software development. I went to a boot camp because I knew that all I needed was an expedited way to learn how to do code. So just something to get me in the waters fast enough, and I'll do the rest of the teaching myself. No one asks for your degree in doing software development. No one asks for your degree in doing a lot of the things I do, business, fucking software development. Like they want to see, can you provide results in the task that you told us that you could do, period. And I can. And so I don't, I would not advise school for everyone for the sake of the trophy of a diploma. I would not advise staying at home to build the family's business for them, but instead maybe encouraging them or teaching them. Like I teach my mother financial things all the time, and vice versa. I teach my father different things about technology when he built his business. They don't take all my advice. Sometimes we bicker and fight about stupid shit like that, and I'm like, cool, listen. When you're ready to learn the things that you need to know about technology, come and talk with me. I will show you exactly how to execute it on your business. But I'm not going to stay in your office and help you to do this kind of stuff if you're not going to be... I'm not going to, set up a system where I will be trapped in a place that I'm not going to be happy. Do not let me go to my grave upset and, regretful of you because, you had this idea of where I should live my life. You had your life given to you and you're allowed to live yours your way. Allow me to live mine. And that's a hard conversation to have, especially when you're African, especially when you have when your family is super traditional. These are conversations, deep conversations I had to have with my parents too, breaking it down and say, listen, I'm not doing that. I'm not going into surgery. I'm not doing dentistry. I'm not doing teaching. I'm not going to do that stuff. That is not my passion. I'm not excited about that shit. I cannot work for other people, which is why I'm willing to take the sacrifices of building slow and building my own company and going through the sacrifices, being hospitalized for the shit that I've done, going broke, having the famines, but also having the feast. I get the rewards as well. Everyone gets to cheer and applaud and come to the shows that I've thrown. They get to use the technologies that I'm building. They get to use wear the fashions that I've designed, and I'm making profits all off of all these things. And now your community, I'm so invested in the things that I've done, and I put this in a lyric somewhere too, but I'm gonna work so hard that every single time you turn around, you're seeing me. Every single time you're seeing me, but in all the fields I'm interested in. Because I'm going to make myself proud first. Now, if as my parents, if you can't respect that, if you can't understand that, yes, I know it's going to be hard as shit to come to terms with that. But I'm just thinking about when I have a child, I want my child to be able to be at their own peace, not at mine. I might not agree with all the things that my child may do when they do grow, you know, to be who they're going to be. But if they're at peace with their world, their selves, the things that they've done, that's between them and God. Just like mine is between me and God, you know? Not me, God, and my parents. When I die, it's me face to face with God, or me face to face with whoever it is that, you know, everybody, you know, worships to, you know? Like, I feel like that's more important than anything else that you could do. Rich or broke, like whatever it is that your passion leads you to do, you have got to feed that. Because regret is violent. Regret is violent.
I love that. Hashtag regret is violent. I love that. We gonna put that shit on a fucking shirt, man. I like that too. Hashtag put that shit on a fucking shirt too. I like that. But no, you're right. You're completely right. And yeah, you're right. Cause I feel that way too. I feel that way too. I feel like I'm starting to feel everything a lot more. You know what I mean? Before I could take a couple punches. Now it's starting to hit me. You know what I mean? I'm getting into that late, 10th round, that 8th round, 9th round. I'm starting to feel them shits a little bit now.
Yeah, the pains of aging, like certain things that, the fact that I got hospitalized for exhaustion, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? You growing up, like, you thinking to yourself, I could stay up all night, I can do all these things. I'm only 28, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, why in the fuck am I in the hospital right now for whatever it is I'm in the hospital for? It's like, oh yeah, like, that's what happens when you turn this age. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you're still learning, like, yo, some of the things I'm experiencing, they're taking a toll. No, so if something's going to take a toll on me, it better be something that I decided on and not something that I was forced.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. So if people want, so I guess the best way is like, so what's next for you? What are you working on? What should people watch out for without, without, them taking shit, What makes you a genius? Just let the people know why. Like, why are we here? Why are we doing this outside this podcast? Like, what is the bigger picture? Because by the time they get it, it probably won't come out for like a couple of years. Yeah, procrastination is a motherfucker, man.
That's funny.
Put that on the shirt. Yeah. I like that one too. Procrastination is a motherfucker.
All right, so what's next? I'm currently grooming the team that I have now to be leaders of their own, but also to sustain the economy that we're building. So what? The Creator Code team. Okay. So Creator Code CR8R. My name is, I go by Ziiiro The Comet. Comet stands for Creator of Multiple Extraordinary Things, and the company is Comet and Creator. Comet being the cause, Creator being the effect. I'm not the only comet. My teammates are also comets. These are people who, any surface, any plane, any planet, any platform that they hit, they leave a mark. They leave an impact. And so where Creator Code comes into play, I'm teaching them things that they can apply to their life and their businesses through the company, through our efforts. So that's number one, is grooming the team to be able to operate so that if something were to happen to me, that they can continue to operate. Like, I don't want them to have spent so much time here in this family and walk away not being better, at what they do and how they operate. That's number one. Number two, the app. The first app out of our camp is called Semi, and we're about to go into test flight soon. And Semi is going to allow you to, is what we call a rapid fire contact management system. And all that means is you can organize your contacts in a way where you can put your relationships up front. And this won't make sense until you get to see the app. But once you see it, it will all make sense.
And you trademarked all this stuff,
all this stuff is ours.
Just making sure.
Period.
I like that.
So, pardon me. The app will allow you to organize your contacts as well as send off rapidly fire messages that are personalized. So which means, like, if you have a target audience of, it's to put it in simple terms. No, actually, I'm not going to use that comparison. Forget that.
It connects those to who you care about in those things. Exactly. So the people who care about, there you go, I get it.
Right.
People who basically care about certain things that care about the things you care about, you can categorize them,
right?
And they could then,
for example, if you have a
spaces.
crew of rappers, singers, producers, photographers, doctors, friends, homies, whatever,
who live in a certain region,
who live in a region, so you can categorize people by who they are and then where they're from, such as, are they from the block, are they from the West Coast, the East Coast, overseas, are they from a specific event or a specific hospital or a specific whatever. You can choose those, you can create those tags around each person in your contact list. And as you build those people's identities, when you want to when you want to hit those contacts up, you can mass message them where they're personalized. It'll include the first name, last name, or nickname based off of how you compose the message. And so this is the technology we're rolling out next. The tool is called Semi. And what I hope is this tool, after you finish building the identities around your contacts, will give you back the opportunity to be present. Instead of spending all day texting and sending messages off to large groups of people that you care about, you can send it off once very quickly and then be present in the things you need to be working on.
No, it's crazy. I'm gonna add to this, because close friends on Instagram is kind of like that. But I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you how to get the money. Right, this is where the Cletus group get their equity. I'm bringing something to the table. You need to be able to do that on social media when it comes to regional things that's happening. Kind of like what they did with the Snapchat map. Yeah. But make it more specified to people actually showing, like, without it being too invasive. Right. Like the Snap map didn't work because it was overly invasive. Right. Nobody wants to know where everybody's at.
Right. Without my permission.
You know what I'm saying? So that was clip. And I do like the concept of the close friends. People are already on their phone, but now being able to do that on IG with certain things that's being shared, or certain cultural things and things that you care about, or like, if I'm only in Cali, I want only the people in Cali to see that I'm doing some wavy shit. Right. I don't care. Like, they're
gonna do that too. Trust me. Like, I think and I had that conversation too. I don't remember who, but somebody brought up like, what you're doing. What we're actually doing is giving people their social equity and putting it in their pocket as opposed to on someone else's platform.
I like that. Because
what ends up happening is, what happens when Instagram shuts down like it has? What happens when Twitter shuts down? When there's an issue? When they just say, you know what, we're gonna throw in the towel. And Snapchat has been like very close to that multiple times. What happens with that audience when you're done? But my contact list, I've had my phone number almost as long as I've had my social security number. You feel me? Like,
that's a fact.
And so like that's why I was like, I don't give out my personal to everyone. And then we're gonna install that feature too, where you'll have a secondary phone line through Semi, so that way you can still keep certain conversations business strict and some of them personal. But with that said, when Instagram or anything else shuts down, I now have control over the audience that I've built, the people that I've been able to build a intimacy or relationship with. So. Trust me, the things that we're about to evolve through, like, we don't, the competition, they're not thinking in this direction yet. They're not ready, like, and, but we're not even really thinking about them. Like, we have something that we know is special, and we've already done the comparisons. We've already, done the research, and we know, like, yeah, this is going to provide value, if not for everyone else, at least for ourselves.
Yeah. Dope. And if anybody wanted to get down with this, how could they go about doing so?
To get down with this, as in like get Semi, or like
be a part of the community. Like,
okay, got you.
Like, just connect with you, see what you want. Like,
so the website is craterco.com. CR8, like the number 8. So CR8RCO.com. The alphanumeric is strictly because I do want to kind of keep this where it's not as easy to find us. It is you kind of have to know somebody to get closer to the brand, or at least become familiar. Because I know if you're willing to do the little extra effort to find us, that this is probably a project we want to take on. So that's number 1. But 2, invest. Book us for a project. Let us build a relationship somehow. So that after we've done some work, everybody who has done business with us, that we've completed a project with, is part of something called the Creator Maker Society. And so within that society, we constantly look out for our database of people. We always try to connect people. We throw events called It's Love. And It's Love will bring together all the smartest minds, the people that are in our community, so that they can trade not only just conversation, but also to be able to collaborate and work on something bigger than themselves. You feel me? So, craterco.com. And you can find me, Ziiiro The Comet, on Instagram. That's Ziiiro The Comet. I'm the only nigga with an afro in that bracket of names. So you'll find me. And reach out. I'm human. I'm down to earth, and I want to see more people succeed. So just let's talk.
That's big. Mm-hmm. That's big. Yeah, man. I think that was a pretty good podcast, man.
Yeah, man.
You got any bars you want to show people?
No, not yet. As a matter of fact, you know what? He said it's not coming out for a couple.
It's not coming for a minute, bro.
Yeah,
so if
this show's gonna be over.
I'm trying. I mean, I would love to put this out sooner than later, but you know what?
But do what you planned.
Man, nigga, I'm trying to put this shit. I got like 100 episodes. I got like 90. No, this like episode like 92.
That's dope.
Maybe, and I got a bunch on my phone, like just voice recorded stuff,
dope.
like. And this is like long form. So
yeah.
If I got the right creative code behind it, I think this has a lot of potential.
Hell yeah.
Because the thing that's missing with this audio is the visuals, and I think a cool visual would be dope. And then just cutting it, and being able to showcase so many different things. Like I already have so many different concepts just from the hashtag put on the shirts, bro. By the time niggas really realize what it is, it's gonna be like, damn.
Yeah, we should definitely talk about that because I want to get you going on that.
We got one already in the living room right now. Shout out to my nigga Big Eli for being out here, man. I know that nigga tired, bro. I took that nigga from he flew from Dallas today at like early in the morning. Got here around 6. Took him to Manhattan. Took him through Midtown. We went from Queens, from JFK, through the Bronx. He had to go through the Bronx to come into Manhattan. Then into Manhattan, we went into Hell's Kitchen. Then after Hell's Kitchen, we had some food. Then we went to the bar that we thought was a gay bar, but it was the girl at the bar was from Russia, so he met his first Russian person today. Then we came through Manhattan into Jersey. Now we in Jersey. It's like 3 in the morning. And now I'm about to take him back to Staten Island.
One day. How long is he here for?
Nigga here for the weekend, bro.
Man, you
and then I still gotta go home. We gotta go home now. And we gotta get ready for tomorrow because I gotta be at the store.
Yeah.
So I'm just I'm trying to. We just taking people through it, bro. So I appreciate everything you said, and I think that
likewise. I'm glad that you even found me to be valuable enough for this podcast.
Man,
like, this is gonna be something incredible when people get to see the what you've been building for so many years. Like, I'm proud of you, bro. Seriously, this is dope. Like,
I appreciate it, bro. My mom be blowing mine though. She like, why you don't put nothing out yet? And I'm like, I'm going to. Yeah, right. I just don't want to put out nothing the way it's not supposed to, Like even the music thing, bro. Like when I really do the music thing, like bro, it's gonna really fuck niggas up, bro. Cause it's gonna be like, this nigga's nice, and I know I am. Like my bros, a lot of my bros that's winning now. Like shout out to my bro Mod the God, right? Bro, I been knew he was gonna do this shit, bro. Sam Hooli Boy 94, that's my brother. I been knew that shit was gonna happen. They time always kind of came. Like when they popped up, the hype was always there for them there. But for me, it's always been a long game. So I know when my shine comes, it's gonna be long, bro, and they gonna have to respect it. And it's not gonna just be with the Africans. It's not just gonna be with the Caribbeans. Right. It's gonna be across the board that niggas just fuck with the vibe. Like my kids cannot. Like my kids would really have to be like the biggest cunts. The biggest cunt, a whole whore. Like you would have to be the worst motherfuckers, and I don't think that could happen to fuck up the shit that's going on right now, because they gonna know, they gonna feel that shit. Cause nigga, that work is not. That's the one thing we building around, work, not trauma, man. That's what we on, bro. We gonna build towards progression, not on our trauma, bro. Right. I don't care about black trauma right now. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm tired of hearing about niggas getting shot in the street right now. I want to hear about the nigga who got shot in the street, survived, and because of that, now he's changing his community. I don't want to hear about all the niggas that's a street nigga. That shit's not cool. Niggas know that's not cool. Niggas, too many casualties in it. Show me how you the street nigga that show a nigga how to make $1 billion and you still helping niggas. That's why I can fuck with the whole like LeBron James and Rich Paul and them niggas, and I can fuck with Jay and Rock Nation Sports. Only thing is now, how do we now take that to the next level that we really making real impact systemically? Like that's a cool thing to see. I like that we're changing the imagery. Alright, it's cool to be a little doctor now. It's cool to listen to African music, but like I need to see like, okay, my young boys don't want to even think like to do the shit again because they have morals. Because they know that's not what the real bosses do. The real game ain't there. I know it's gonna take growth, but my young boys don't even have to go. I don't have to have that extra conversation. I don't have to grab the little nigga. Like, bro, you're wildin'. Like, you're wildin'. Like, I don't want to have to feel like I have to fear for my, because I don't know if this little nigga know the difference between doing what's right for right now for long-term gratification. Like, these little niggas is different. And, you know what I mean? The problem is they're looking at what niggas is did. Not what they doing. You know what I mean? They seen all the dirty laundry, so now they looking like a lot of hypocrites. It's just weird. Well, the shit that we getting into, bro, it's gonna be weird, bro. Like that social media shit, you gonna have to be. All the smart niggas
going unaddressed with social media.
Bro, what? That if you are not educated, and I mean that in like well learned, bro. And I'm not saying just like in like formal education. Just point blank, bro. They survival of the fittest, bro. Niggas, a lot of niggas not fit. That's why I feel like my mom really understands. Like, yo, honestly, don't even retaliate with niggas. They not gonna be fit. You doing that to people that actually got good hearts? Yeah, you not even fit for this. You think that shit, that barbarianism's gonna take you far? That shit, that fake shit die way quick. All this shit fucked up, but I really pray that everybody gets what they deserve, bro. I think that's just really how it come. Like, I really pray that everyone gets to, experience God's sense of humor. Like, at the end of the day, shit makes sense, but at the first it didn't. I just pray that. You know what I mean? Because I think at that point everybody will find peace.
That's deep. That's something I gotta ponder. Like, that's how our conversations always go, though.
100, bro. I appreciate you, bro. All right, man. Well, y'all know the face. Y'all know the man. Talk to me nice or don't talk to me at all, man. Y'all tuned into.
You made it to almost 3:30 with me.
Man, we are here. We are at now officially 3:30. So thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Remember, talk ain't cheap, and it's usually not that deep. It's a vibe.
Love.